Hello, this is my lab 3, your first hack part 1. So my objective for this lab is to perform a system scan on Kyoptrix 1 virtual machine using the Kali Linux box to identify vulnerabilities within the system. After classifying the discovered vulnerabilities, I conducted an analysis and created a detailed mapping of each. My first performed Nmap consisted of identifying the IP address and at the end inputting the 024 scan on the system. This network mapper is a powerful open source tool used for network discovery and security auditing. It allows the user to scan networks to identify active devices, open ports, running services, and potential vulnerabilities. Nmap can be used to map out the network in the topology, detect authorized devices, and assess the security of network systems. Network administrators and security professionals widely use it to monitor secure their networks. In this scan, I was able to use the 0-24 subnet mask. After identifying our IP address for the Kyoptrix virtual machines, I visited the test page and then view its source codes. Next, I ended up running this command. This Nmap attempts to determine the operating systems of the target host by analyzing the responses to various probes. The command nmap-sv was used for service version detection of Nmap. This command helps me identify which services are running on open ports and attempt to determine the exact versions of those services. This functionality is very useful in information security for identifying potential vulnerabilities based on the specific versions of services running on the network. Our next command is the nmap-p-A. This is a combine of two powerful options to perform a comprehensive scan of a host or network such as traces and host keys. The next is a combination of different scans. All of the TCP ports and IP addresses attempted to identify the operating systems. It includes service versions, run detection scripts, performing trace routes, and all this could be done at a relative fast pace. I ended up using, even though it was not an Nmap, I used this command because I was doing a little bit of research and identified that it explains a lot of vulnerabilities. So I use this open source platform for developing, testing, and executing exploits against target systems by using the MSF console, resulting in enumerating users using the SID and providing local groups. The next command is the -pn script vulnerability, and then of course your IP address to scan all vulnerabilities detected to the script and potential security issues. And these are the type of vulnerabilities that I ended up encountering after the scan was created. One of them was the SSL poodle information leak. I did a little bit of search on this one and identified that it is known as CV-2014-3566 is performed, and it can be exploit the SSL to steal information like cookies, passwords, and other encrypted browser data. The next vulnerability found was Diffie-Hellman key exchange. Services that use this group of insufficient strength and may be susceptible to passive eavesdropping attacks. Next is the SSL CCCS injection. Is a high risk factor allowing man-in-the-middle attack. And our next one is the SM vulnerability CV-2009, which is a Windows 3103. So for the flaw hypothesis and methodology, It is organized by a systematic approach used by information security to identify and analyze potential errors in the system. It begins with a detailed analysis of the system's architecture and design to understand where the flaws might exist. Based on this analysis, security experts form hypotheses about potential vulnerabilities. Based on the existence of multiple vulnerabilities in my system, I anticipated that it could be at a risk of exploitation, potentially leading to the unauthorized access and theft of sensitive and confidential information in my system. When creating the vulnerability map, it involves outlining the specific vulnerabilities, the impact, and the possible mitigations. The way that I organize my graphic organizer, I created this map by specifying the vulnerability, the type of vulnerabilities that were found in my system, and then what makes them a vulnerability, and lastly, their mitigation for each of the vulnerabilities found in my machine. And these are my references for the presentation. Thank you.